How are we all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What up, Eddie? This here. It's kind of interesting. We've closed above, and we got this little. Sorry, I just hopped on. I just got in the house from a trip to Orlando. We just got back in. And I was looking, because we have a level here. A very interesting level that I had marked off before. Actually, no, we closed below it. I'm sorry. We're still below it. I thought we just closed. Well, we closed above this area. This is interesting, depending on how you look at this. What is this? 30. Closed. Ooh, we closed above the most recent. I like how we closed here. This is going to be key here, this candle. Yeah, it broke the previous 15, so if it might break structure and we might end up coming down heavy, so we'll see. I think we spoke about this last week where a lot of times, you know, if you come down the first half hour of the hourly candle, you'll end up pushing back up for the second half. But when you get this massive push breaking breaking structure on the previous candle immediately off the rip, off the beginning of the hourly candle, you're highly likely to continue. It's almost like a news push, right? There's something at this area that just made it move down, and a rebreak of the low will push it down. Thing is, I haven't really sample sized this enough to really take that rebreak of the low. Just something I've been noticing lately. When you have a strong push like that off the beginning of the hourly, Asian session just pushed. Then again, we might actually fill the range down and then flip up. There's a lot of volume, right, tonight. People, the markets are absorbing the vegetable news, and over the weekend, and yeah, and we got fucking a vegetable being replaced by camel toe. The vegetable expired. Yeah, now we got fucking camel toe Harris being endorsed. Oh, look at this. They got an interview with Trump right now and Vance, and he's like, I don't even know who I'm running against. Oh, man. Let's figure out these ranges, though. We had a massive push to the downside, right, last week to close out the week on the daily. The weekly ended up closing bearish, and the first thing we did this week was come up, make a top wick. But so you're looking for at least 24, 27 before any kind of write down, right? Weekly wise, which means we could spend a day coming down, grabbing a bottom wick, coming back up, and then reflipping bearish. Excuse me. Oh yeah, just got in. I didn't even get a decent chance to smoke here. How's this 30 look? 5's closing back below, right? Back in range. Yeah, we'll need to, if we're gonna look for sells, we're gonna look for the market to come back up and tap 2410 areas. If we're able to close, we would need some range 2 breakouts here actually. If we're moving bullish, I think if we hold this will be interesting. If we close below that area, we'll move the resistance up to where the top of the candles here at 2411. But if we respect this area, there's a chance we could still come up. So nothing is definitive until we get closures. Add text? No add text. if we were to look for sells, they would have to be below this area. Okay, so we'll see how this prints. Most likely below 2404 right now. We can still use 2405, but I want to see how we act at that area, or if we form any kind of support before we get there. Have both buys. We could have sells. I think we're gonna keep it here. I think that's a better area based on the most recent and the overall. Yeah. Okay, so if we can form a support within this area and then come back down, right, let me draw. If we're able to, because right now as we pushed up, we have range 1, range 2, and sells below here. Okay, but if we can form a support anywhere within these range, in range 1 or range 2, then we can play off that. So let's say we get a bullish candle here, support formed, range 1 now, range 2, and this will be range 3. Okay, and if you break down here, right, and you're able to do something like this, then we will look for sells below this area. Ideally, the most ideal situation will be below here, and that's why I said we're gonna have to see how we're coming down. If we're trickling down to this area, if we can get the actual closure below there, then this is the area for your top wick. Right, if we're able to pull one of these, you're looking for here. But I'm okay with buying anything above this area. This is our range 2 typically, and that's also a range 2 on the higher time frame, right? So this is your range 1, range 2 as we were coming down here, right? So in order for structure to break, you're looking for buys above this red area, right, with a closure above. The key will be an area to bounce off of, right? So you want to be convinced that you're driving off something, not middle of nowhere. So ideally, you want to tap strong areas, maybe on the 30. You could, let's go lower time frame, and maybe really somewhere around here. If we can bounce off price wise, you see the bottom wick bounce off and then close above, this should give you extra confirmation that you're bouncing off something to continue to drive up. We just pull up right now and close above this 2411 area. We're going to need to see a steep bottom wick because we haven't really driven off anything. Okay. Oh, shit, I'm way out of the screen. But yep, that's the way the cookie crumbles for tonight. We just got to be patient and wait. What's up, Nick? What's up, SL? I see you guys. Oh, Javier at the door. Nick is pulling a Wix right now. He's right near the beach. With a living room chair. Love it. Love it. But anyway, what up, though? You can afford patience? Yeah. I think that's the simplest thing. That's what people have trouble with. That's the cheapest thing. The thing is, patience is hard earned through, through time, through this weird thing called life, right? Get more patient. So we do pay a price for patience. Let's see what we could be mirroring here. So if price was to come down, right, to steeper than our current ranges, right, steeper than this, if we were to drive here, price doesn't typically just do this, right, or continue down, sorry. But in general, we're just heading down. We would have to bounce off historically, historical data, or data that's historically leads us to drive down. Okay, roughly that area, roughly this area in general. So if we understand that, and we're coming down here, and we're establishing a support either here or here, we can be pretty confident that we're gonna head up to this area before, we're gonna head up to 2420 before heading down. The key right now is to make sure we drive off something. And if we form a resistance and we close bearish, we might stick around this area for a while for the session, right? And then for pre-London, it'll start moving. I think if we find a rejection, but we don't drive down back below 2405, we're going to stick around in this range for a little bit. Finding something here. Just holding the range for now. I would say we're gonna head down, grab some orders, honestly, before driving up. But like I said, if we are to drive up and we haven't bounced off anything here, closures above 2411, bottom wick, steep bottom wick, probably to this area. I see a nice support there on the smaller time frame. So if we do drive up and close above, oh, whoops, bad idea. Close above 2411, we'll look for bottom wicks to roughly here. This way we will be driving off something that historically has been a support, right? So if we can pull up, this is the area for the bottom wick. And once we have this tap, we will look for the flip, only the flip. This is our advantage point, and your runner goes to 2420 there. Yep, 2420 is the range. Yo. Here in Thailand, the real beach is not away. We brought the beach home. It's good. Brought that beach home. Kids is in here. What up, Kenny? Well, we're coming down. We had the 15 closure here. Close bearish respecting the 5 level, right? So we're still kind of in that range here, right? Could be a bottom wake for the 5 to drive up past it. This was a nice push though. Look at that, right? The daily's closed below range, so maybe the weekly will come up, will close bearish and then we'll come up, grab these areas 24, 25 before driving down, but daily's rejected off this area 24.11. If it flips, you know what? Be very careful here. Be careful here. If you're looking at the daily and to fill the range, I don't think this is the daily drive down. I don't think if this flips, I don't think it's coming down. And you might fill the gap here that exists, right? What's that gap? 30 pips. But I think that might be the extent of it. This is a strong support here across the board. And this is a minor area in relation to the daily. So it might flip here and come down. But I don't think this is the drive down. I think we're going to re-break the highs today of the current daily candle. Or it's just going to find a support and then we're going to grab these highs at 24.20. You typically do not see this push and then this small pullback to respect the hourly levels just to flip and drive through the daily and weekly levels. No, it's going to take some time. It's going to need stronger levels. It's going to need a 4-hour level here. Yeah, 24.15 minimum. Strong rejections come here. Look at that, right? Strong wick here. Boom, right into that area. So you're looking at a strong wick here, but then boom again right into that area. I'm still going to look for this before, you know, before anything like this happens. I think that needs to happen off these areas. If it doesn't happen and you continue down here, this is going to be a strong push back up off the next support. Especially with everything that's going on in the world. Right, if we're trading the safe haven currency, though, the instability will typically make this drive up. Right, but you also have to kind of look at it from both sides of the coin, right? Because, yeah, and knowing that it has to drive up, where do the whales really want to get their price, right? Where are the levels at? Well, everybody's thinking it's driving up here. The whales are waiting for the price, you know, retest the lows most likely. They don't want to get in when most people get in. So daily looks massively better. It can flip, it can drive. It's just the probability of that is typically much lower if you've created a smaller time frame range below. And that's what we did. You might fill this range, might fill the gap, but I highly doubt we're gonna sink. And if we do, we'll adjust, right? Got home, my headphones were dead. I had to charge them for like 10-15 minutes. And they're only at like, how much? Oh, 30%. That's not bad. I think I've charged them twice in the year that I've had them. Outside cooking so I don't get the house hot. Well, I'm so over cooking and barbecuing. Did that the last 2 days, and I'm smoked. I'm cooked, bruh. I lost a good 15 pounds in sweat yesterday, just standing in front of the grill. I'm thinking about getting those, you know, the fans with the water, um, that just spray you. The shit. I got the restaurant next to me. It's got all the, like at Disney. No, I got a spot next to me that got one of those, and it's like they got them on two sides, and it's a fan, and it's blowing the water. It's like shh, like a nice little mist blowing at you. I gotta get that for the house. Like I'll put that right outside. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it next to the fence so the neighbor with the barbecue grill sees that shit, so he gets a little jelly. Yeah, cause I'm peanut butter jelly of his grill, right? He got a whole nice setup going with the smoker. But he ain't got one of those fans. I'm gonna put it in the vicinity just so he could like get a bit of the mist, but that it would drive him crazy that he ain't getting all of it. Just put it at an angle. Yo, if you're watching the stream, love you, bro. Bring me some ribs. This hourly just sank. Top wick? What top wick? What you talk about, Willis? Can we close below? Remember, there's no, remember we said range, so we need a support to be formed either here or below here. The only way I'm trading below 2405 is if it establishes a support below there, and then we can break it. Because a support here will give the market a chance to pull up, right? So let's be logical. So we come down here, form a support. This will give the market a chance to pull up. It'll establish a level, and then it'll let the next candle, or it'll let price slingshot off something. So we try to pull up, you'll typically then get a top wick here, not breaking this area most of the time because it's going to keep structure, right? Lower highs, lower lows, and even though this candle might not make a lower low, lower low, yeah, it's going to make a lower high, right? Keeping with structure, and typically this is what you'll see. And if that's the case, and if you're driving off something solid here, if you were able to tap these areas, right, you're taking it not on the break of this, you might take it on the flip. But if you're not really bouncing off anything, then you're likely, yeah, this is the candle, but how are you going to take it? Where's your advantage? Well, you'll probably drop down time frames. You'll probably look at the 5 or the 15. If this is happening on the 30 or the hourly, you'll wait for this closure here, right? And once you have that closure, that's your go-to. Most likely you're not going to need a wick, a top wick, if it really does all of this, but we'll see how it opens, and this should be the candle. But I want a support formed to know that we're gonna, we're formed another range, and now we're breaking a second range, a weaker range going the other way. For now though, that 5 is coming back up into range, right? It might close back up in range. Flip, right? 15 flip, 30, no, quite a bit for 30 flip. How do you think they got Joe Biden to, like, because I know he didn't write that little post. I know he didn't write that. I know he didn't type it. Like, he can't. He physically can't. So somebody wrote that shit for him, but how did they get him to agree? Were they like, hey man, your next press conference, you getting a Trump. We gonna pull a Trump on you. You next. He was like, all right, fine. Where next assassination attempt is going. That's where it's headed. If he don't drop out, we're dropping it.
It's wild that he said it this late, a few months before the election.
Yeah, I mean, it's not wild. It's just the Democrats. They had no plan beyond him. And at some point, the donors just said, no, not him. Like, they tried to keep going. And donors were like, yeah, go ahead, watch us. We're pulling all the money.
They don't want to give the public too much time to dig up dirt on Kamala and shit like that.
But
they're just like, we're going to spring him.
He fucked up. He had the debate too early. They could have had that debate with Trump like a month from now. But like Trump destroyed him too early. Like there's like too much time. He's just, you know, falling. He's on a slide down. She skeeves me out. Camel Toe Harris, like, ugh. I'm looking at her every time she laughs. It's like, I can't. It's not even like, forget the policies, then the fact that she's got nothing done. And one of the biggest policies, right, is the border this year. They're all talking about the border, and she was the border czar, and she did nothing. She, like, what is she running on? The fact that they hate Biden, that they hate Trump. It's
listening to her speak is wild. She
rambles on. I think she's more unlikable than Biden. I think more people don't like Biden, like people from his hometown, like people that know, like they liked him. I don't think people that know her like her.
Her personality's off.
I just and then I'm looking at the solid Trump Vance ticket, and I'm like, all right, this is great. This guy's not gonna fucking fall off stage or bump into a wall. Not bad. Oh, I can't wait till we have fucking mean tweets again. Yo, chat.
It's gonna be my first time trading under mean tweets.
If you go to a gas station and there's a Trump sticker there that says "Miss Me Yet," I probably put it there. I got like 1,000 stickers of like you know, small ass stickers, like 1,000 of them, that says they got Biden going, "I did that," and they got Trump going, "Miss me yet?" And gave it to all the kids in the neighborhood. I was like, go ahead, put these everywhere. And they're all running around, these little 10-year-olds. And they're like, yeah, put stickers up everywhere. I was like, yep, perfect. This is how you campaign, you know? We're getting the grassroots effort together. Forget door to door. We're doing the entire neighborhood. They don't know how to campaign. I'm telling you, get the kids together. You'll get, like, you tell them it's fun. Tell them this is, you know, dude, shit. Give them bubbles that have, like, that only blow, like, rhinos and shit. Only bubbles in the shape of a rhino. Get the kids involved. Yo, are we holding this area? No, closed above. 30 closed bearish. You have a top wick. The 15 closed bearish, made a bottom wick first, right? And it did not come back above, close above. Yeah, I think in order for us to take a sell here, if we were looking for a 30 flip, we'd need some bullish closures. I can't just take this bearish flip. There's a high chance this comes back up. Ooh. Look at this head and shoulders on the 1 minute. Where's Hank tonight? Hank had a nice W off market open. I think he even said he called it early, right? I think he called it like before the market opened. He was saying I'm getting in. I was driving somewhere through a farm between fucking Orlando and West Palm Beach at the moment. And just watching people in the clubhouse. You know that road from Orlando, you gotta go to hit exit 78B, I think, over there in the 95, where the turnpike meets 95.
The one close to West Palm, I think that's the Jupiter, or it
Yeah.
crosses through Jupiter.
Yeah, and then I got off, you know where I got off? I got off on 10th Ave at 95.
Bruh,
I
it's my mom's
went
house.
to,
It's right down the street.
oh yeah? I got off on 10th Ave. I went to the gas station over there.
The Cuban bakery one on the
Yeah,
inside,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
other
yeah.
one?
You know, the Cuban bakery.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where I went.
I go.
I gotten a burger there before that was really good, and I remembered it. And I was like, all right, let me go in there and got a little sandwich and a fucking cafecito.
Yeah, you came at a good time. They changed the name last year. Somebody
Yo,
got
they did a
murdered
whole
there.
renovation from when I was there last time. It's a whole big ass
Yeah.
lot now. Like
Somebody got murdered there, so they had to change the name and renovate it immediately after.
remind me not to go back to that one.
That's
I was
it's good
going there
now.
because it's all nice. If somebody got murdered, I'm good. No, we're gonna skip that one.
Now they built new warehouses behind that, so now there's cops.
I'm gonna go to the
patrolling
unrenovated
all
one,
around.
knowing nothing ever went down over there. Crazy.
They have
That's
good food
nice.
there.
It's good for like quick, you know, for like a lunch or like if you're driving through or if you're like, I don't know, something like that. There's nothing else really over there. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts over there and that's it.
Yeah, that's my. I used to go there every
Oh,
morning
you know what's
too.
over there actually? Flanagan's. Flanagan's is over there. Around the corner.
Behind that Dunkin' Donuts is a fun depot with the go-kart racing thing. I don't know if you saw
Yo,
that.
I used to like 10 years ago, I used to own the warehouse, or 5 years ago, have the warehouse over there right next to the Fun Depot. There's little warehouses over there. That's how I know the area.
Mm.
Just have a warehouse over there.
And
Matter
you
of
were in my city.
Matter
Super-
of fact, that's the warehouse where I first heard about fucking trading. I was in the parking lot of the Fun Depot. Like, not in their parking, in the warehouse parking, but that's the same lot because it's like right there. It was before they even rebuilt it because they rebuilt it and added shit onto it in the last 2-3 years. But like, yeah, I was over there and my boy was like, "Yo, I quit." I was like, "What?" Like, yeah, I found this trading thing. Yeah, that's the lot. Hold on, we made a top wick for the previous 5, didn't we? No, for the previous 15. Yeah, it made a top wick for the previous 15, broke that high. 5 closed bullish. This is tough. Closed above here. This could flip. This looks so good on the 15. And 30. Pushing back. This 5 could flip bullish. Because think about it, why would we come down, or if we are to come down, why did this 5 close back in range then? Right, we just closed back up in range. It would have respected this area, closed below it, and then we could say, all right, we're coming down, we respected that area, but it didn't close back above. So if you're only trading off the 15, off the 30, and you got in there on the flip, I mean, maybe it still comes down, but like your probability of it coming down went down based on that closure. Maybe the momentum brings it down and grabs the support before we come down, but this just becomes a little arbitrary. The higher time frames though make more sense because that top wick for the 15. but I got caught in this last month, and I'm I'm learning off of that. Comes down. Maybe the 5 closes bearish back below the range, and then you could say, all right, you filled range 2 here, created it, and then faked back out to come down. What's the range here? Oh, 10 pips. Yeah, no, we're gonna wait for the higher time frame here. What's the range to fill the wick? 15. And you have this area here. Maybe if we get this 5 closure below here in the top wick. I don't know. The thing is, if now you close below here, that's the chances of you getting the top wick are much less because you already have one on the 15 and the 30. I was right next to both of you this weekend. I think I was by Eddie tonight, and yesterday I was somewhere probably next to Javier's house. I had no time. I went to a baby shower yesterday. No time.
Yeah, you were like 10 minutes away from me.
I know. I was also in a car with 4 women crying about sitting in a car for 5 hours. They were all like, rest area. I was like, yeah, it looks nice. I was like, no, we're getting this in one shot. I filled up fully, and we got the fuck out of Orlando. It took 2 hours to get out of Orlando. 2 hours just to leave. I couldn't get on the highway for 2 hours. It's fucking the traffic.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. It took like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes, and then it took longer. I had to take a different, because I was going to take the turnpike all the way, and then there was traffic, so we had to get off, and that's why we went to the 95. And from Disney, no, we were, you know where we were? We stayed on International, like that's our friend lives. She lives right in between Disney and Universal, I guess. And you wake up in the morning, traffic. We were trying to get a few blocks away from the house, and it's like an hour. I was like, we can walk in 5 minutes. Rest stop, get chips, drive. Nah, I don't do that. I went into the gas station last night. I got everything. I filled up fully. I was like, we're not gonna sit here in a gas station right now for 40 minutes. I was like, we're going to skip everything. And as soon as we got on the road, I was like, all right, let's go. And we sit. But as soon as we got on the highway, I was like, no, it's the worst place to be. Yeah. But as soon as we got on the highway, I booked it, and they were like, rest area. Nice rest area.
It's weird how
it's like
Orlando's like 5 hours from you.
No, we got there in 3 hours and 10 minutes on Friday night. 3 hours, 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours from me. It's not too bad.
Yeah, 2.5 for you. It should have been Google when we were leaving. Google said 3:28, but we got there in 3:10. Cause I don't do half gas or all that. It's either both, like whatever pedal is getting pressed all the way. Either it's the brake or the gas. You have to take 528 to I-95. Is it the 528 or is it the 60? I've taken Route 60 before.
One thing I've learned living in Florida my whole life is I don't remember names or streets or nothing. I'm a GPS everywhere I go.
Yeah, GPS everywhere, but like I had to remember everything
But
because
like,
I need to know the side streets. I can't. Well, I needed to because when I had like back in my biking days when I had motorcycles, we don't stop, right? You get chased every day because like if you're coming out, you're not gonna go 60 on a bike, or you're getting chased. You're either gonna do wheelies or you're gonna go white line and between traffic. So we get chased every day. So no GPS. You need to know all the side streets or where you can get off, which exit you can get off and be out, which exit you can't get off, which like because their radios are way faster than whatever bike you have, right? But this is all a bad idea now. Like, don't do any of this shit, especially if you got kids. But like me back in the day, like
we
I didn't
don't
give a fuck.
we don't condone.
We do not condone. It's the dumbest idea ever, but I would never stop. And I was legit. I have my motorcycle license. I have my bikes were always registered, and like I had nothing to run for. But I just like if you're getting pulled over and stopped on a bike, you're getting banged out. You're getting a ticket, something. Even if you didn't do nothing, loud pipe. So I had to learn the side streets.
Yeah, one of my friends got rid of his bike because he got like 6 tickets in like 2 months, and he just said fuck it and got rid of it.
You can't stop. But then again, you gotta know how to ride. Your dumbass will end up in jail one day. You know what I mean? I had plenty
He
of
just
friends like
rides
that because they would
motorcycles.
start riding. They would see all of us ride in New York, right in Brooklyn. And we would ride all summer, and they were like, "Ah, this is so dope." They'd get a bike. 2 days later, their fucking bikes crashed. They're in jail. I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Oh, you guys all run, right?" I'm like, no, we all know how to ride. Dumbass. Uh-oh. Is it gonna hold? 30 seconds here. Seconds. I can't tell if it's here because like this it's closing below, right? Below that area, but on the 30? Yeah, and the 15 closed below that area. But the 5 didn't. Yeah, no, the only way I would think about a position to come down here, I think, is if we're able to get a top wick here. 24.1014. Until then, I'm kind of forced to stay out here. Oh, hold on a second, gang. Hold on. Give me a sec, fellas. By the way, as a reminder, this is Sunday Unfiltered, so you guys have free reign here today. You guys have access to your mics and your cameras. You can mute, whatever you want. You can ask questions. You can discuss stuff. But you're not obligated.
Just don't show anything wild on the camera.
What was that?
Just don't show anything wild on the camera.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know what? That's why this is a private session tonight. Sundays, Unfiltered. If some shit goes down, I just won't post, or I'll cut it out. But
I got some cool people show up.
Since I rushed home and booked it here, 5 straight hours. I got a J. I'm just gonna step outside for a second.
That's what I'm doing as we speak.
Yeah, your office doesn't have, you know, random visitors,
random children.
Yeah, random live studio audience. I'm like, and we're live, and then it's like, oh, all right, just people walk in, walk out. It's the craziest when my girl has friends over, and it's like I'm midstream, like 8 people will walk through. They're all like, you just could wait till I'm done. It's cool though. It's cool. What's up? How can I help you? What happened?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too. That's what happened? Shoot, sit next to me. Oh, sorry, your hair got caught. Go. You want to go to your bed? Well, don't fall asleep yet, because I owe you a massage, right? Okay, just close my door, please. Thank you. We shouldn't slam it this time. Last time I was like, close my door. She's like, all right, bang! Like, damn. Need a new door. What's going on? Can we break this low? Can we close below? How did the 5 close here? 5 closed bullish. Could be a bottom wick to continue up. Or this is the rebreak of the 30 lows and the hourly is going to continue down. And if that's the case, we'll wait on the hourly to close. And once the hourly's closed here, it'll be very interesting. Here's what I'll see. Here's what happens. If the hourly closes bearish, look at the 4 hour. 4 hours massively bullish. So what you're expecting is an initial push down, right? Because the momentum right now is bearish, but the overall push up because the higher time frames have closed bullish, right? So at that point, I think we will have a really nice opportunity for a bottom wick entry, and I think we can look for entries here at around 2405, 2403 areas. If this is how we close, if we close bearish on this hourly, bullish on the 4 hour in 8 minutes here, and we open the next candle, you see how we're coming down right now? Hopefully this momentum continues through the beginning of the next candle, because if we open the next candle straight down with no top wick, right, highly likely we're going to come back up and reflip bullish on that candle sometime in the next 4 hours with that 4 hour closure. So we will look to bounce off of, so I think 2405 will be lovely for a bottom wick, as historically that has been the case here, here. And look, remember, I always say there's a chance you could see a lot of drawdown because you're taking a wick entry, and so you could see that drawdown after taking this entry here, but you have to understand what you're expecting and how much you're willing to risk. You got to be really good with managing risk here, not over risking, knowing what you're expecting and knowing what areas are possible to be, you know, for the price to tap, for you to remain ahead in the trade probability wise, if that makes sense, right? Because just because you're in drawdown or losing money, it doesn't mean you're behind probability wise in the trade. So you got to realize where you are and when you are also. Now, if the next 4 hour just continues down, you're getting closures and you're closing below 23, all right, then that's your, that's your loss. But for now, damn, this is 100 pips here. This little range. This is another 100. It's a lot. So, I mean, we got 7 minutes. Let's see. I think it's highly likely that's what will happen tonight. Now, let's be patient. Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna go smoke for 2 minutes. But I hear you. I'm on the headphones. I'm on the headset. I just won't be able to see the chart for a couple of minutes. And I'll be right back, and we will look to trade the next 4 hour, the next hourly candle. Anybody notice the difference? I'm outside, and you guys don't hear a waterfall. Turn that motherfucker off. Needed some peace and quiet. I see lightning. You know, I was gone for 3 days. I also came back, and in my backyard, I have a mango tree. I had like 8 mangoes just on the ground, eaten by these lizards, these iguanas. I had a nice one that I was looking at. I was like, yo, when I come back, I'm just gonna rip it off. It's already nice and like prime for eating. Nope, fuckers ate my shit, and it was low enough where I could just rip it off, and they done got to it. I know it was the iguanas because when I came back, they all scattered. As soon as I walked in the yard, it was like 300 iguanas. They all scattered, and you could see little bite marks, chunks of mangoes all over the place. Fuckers. Toby in the lobby. Welcome, Toby. Toby? Or not Toby? Ooh, moving on down. 30. Coming down. Broke the lows. 3 minutes. Oh, has it? It hasn't yet. Oh, yeah, it did. 30. How much did that come down? Did it give you 10? 7? Probably give you 10 if you were in there. 3 minutes for this 4 hour closure. What we want, we definitely want a bottom wick first. We want price to come straight down. The key thing here, it might tap 2406 and start coming up. I don't know if I'm okay with an entry at 2406. I'd rather have that entry at 24055. Let's see. 56. Yeah. 407. 40. Yeah, there's a level here at 407. at the fill of the wick where it's rejected previously. You could do that again. But it's the 4-hour candle, so I'll expect a steeper bottom wick. Nice to be here. Awesome. Seconds. Oh, if this hourly closes with no bottom wick. Oh, gang, hold on a second. Oh. Why did I say hello like I'm on the phone? Put you guys on mute, unmuted, and said hello. All right, 20 seconds. Not getting in. Come down. Nope. Top wick first. Not much of a top. If this gets a big top wick, it's gonna get a little tough here. If I didn't know any better, I'd say Hank is in these cells on that flip. I really didn't want a top wick. I wanted the momentum to bring us down initially, so we can bank on that top wick, so we can bet on the fact that it's going to come up and make that top wick. This gets a little more difficult. It's made a top wick, kind of tapped something. Might need it, yeah. Probably gonna need a bullish closure, a tap of 2405, and then a bullish flip on a following candle. Should be able to come up. We can scratch the idea of the bottom wick here and of the bottom wick entry here, because obviously it didn't play like that. And if it's coming up, we wait for more. It might still come down, grab that bottom wick, which will be an hourly bearish flip. But if I'm banking on a bullish push up, I'll probably wait for that bearish flip and wait for a tap off of a support at 05 and then a rebreak at the highs, and that will be entry. And then if it doesn't rebreak the highs and continues down, we just wait for a closure below 2403, and that will be entry. But it's kind of mid-range here, you see? So buys or sells here can technically be correct, right? You can take a buy and a sell, and most likely they'll both play out because I think both will tap, you know, we'll see the top and bottom of the ranges. All right, so there's that 1530. So this held support, but the higher time frame is bounced off a resistance, back down. This should fill the range. Just not a high quality position in general, so. We wanted to fill the range down after a bullish closure. Remember I said a bullish closure and then a tap of 05 and then a bullish flip. So that's what I meant. A bullish closure somewhere in this area, maybe above 07. Tap 05 and come back up. If it drives now and taps 05, I will look for it at a rebreak at a highs on the 4-hour. And it obviously won't look like this, and there'll be a few candles printed, so we'll see a support, we'll see a market start making a slow U-turn. And if this is continuation down, I'm going to avoid it for now. Okay. I am gonna have a buy stop here on the rebreak of this hourly high. Right, so I got a buy stop right here. I think if we break this high, we should head up, and that will also be the rebreak of the 4-hour high to continue us up to 2416. Only if it breaks that high, right? If it doesn't break that high and continues down, no harm, no foul, we're not looking for the sell right now at the very least. Not until we get those closures below. Entry would have been somewhere around here if we didn't have a top wick. Expecting to make that top wick, which was what, roughly 20 pips, 18 pips. Camera's so high up, you can't see me when I'm leaning back. Let's change that. Come back up here. Let's see. Oh, that would have been a great entry, right? If we didn't have that top wick, that would have been 20 pips right there. Unfortunately, because the 4 hours got that top wick, the probability of it, you know, making a steeper top wick kind of goes, well, refilling that wick goes down. But if it refills it and rebreaks the high, then you're filling the previous wick, that previous range over there. And now we wait. So remember we spoke about this earlier. We've got this nice lovely bottom wick here, off, bouncing off a level, right? Didn't exactly tap it, but it tapped that area, it tapped the level, right? So now it's bouncing off something. It's not driving off a random level. The higher time frames here have closed in your direction, so you'd expect the range fill on the higher time frame to 24.16 before a decision. Remember we said this area before we come down to 16 to 20 or 18 to 20 before the market actually, this, if it's going to come down to over here to 2380 area, that's the area where the market on the higher time frame historically bounces from. And if we're expecting that area, we're going to look for this bounce off 2405, a rebreak of the highs on the higher time frame on the 4-hour, and a wick fill, and then a range fill to 2420. Who got these cells down?
I actually had some buys as soon as we tapped the gap and came up. I took a buy there. I
Right.
got like
What
8
gap?
pips. I closed a little early.
Right here?
Oh
What do you-
shit, you don't have a gap on yours like I do on mine. My gap is different. On the 1 minute on mine, I have a gap on the futures chart.
Oh, you're looking at futures chart.
Yeah, as soon as it tapped that gap, we rejected and came up when I
Oh,
took
right
buys
here?
coming up. No, just now. Like what's that, like 6 minutes ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes ago. On that
Okay.
wick
Okay.
coming up.
Oh, on this?
So on that bullish drive to the left, there's a gap on mine,
I got you.
I think.
I got you. Maybe there is.
Yeah, but with that being said, I'm gonna call it a little early tonight. Hang out with my girl.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you got your pips. Be out.
Yeah, I also took another
gone.
15 pips on NQ, but that's we don't discuss that here.
Word. No, why not?
All right, brother.
This is a Sunday Unfiltered. This is a free-for-all. You can discuss whatever you want. We were just discussing camel toe hairs, so I think you're okay with. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a good night. 23 pips in total.
Nice.
Oh, all right, brother. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Have a good night, man. We will
Good
see
night.
you tomorrow. Still got a buy stop here on the break of the hourly high. Really matters how we print here. Interesting. So my buy stop, make sure you're accounting for spread. You really want the price to actually break the high, not just the spread to get you in. So I'm accounting for a few pips of spread. Probably looking for a 5 bullish closure. Oh, market typically need to start, you know, how the one time frame flows into another. You're going to look at the 5 bullish closure, then you're going to look for a 15 bullish closure, and then a 30. Eventually, the hourly will start flipping.
15.7.
Four-hour held here, huh? So did the hourly. Check. Give me 1 second. So we had 5 closed bullish, the 15 closed bullish. Want a bottom wick. Close to activation. About another 8 pips. I have it a bit lower here. 9.5. And did we break the high? Did we break the high? Almost activated. Boom, we are activated. I'm in position here, chat. 2409.5, and I will look. The 4-hour has created a bottom wick, rebroke its own high. We're gonna look for the wick fill 2411 and run at 2420. That's what I'm looking for. And it rebroke the high. It wasn't spread that got me. It rebroke the high, so. I'm gonna look for the 4-hour to fill the wick to the upside. Advantage point here is 24.11.4, so you really want to get to. Once we break the previous candle high, it technically should pop because there's nothing much holding it there. previous high. You see the top of the range here. I'm gonna be patient with it here. Close in. The 15 is open. First 5 of this 15. We're 10, 24, 11, right? 24, 11, 7. Kind of interesting. Remember we said when it was the middle of the range, before it filled the range down, we said you probably have buys and sells at that area. I think it would have been good. I think it was here, gave you 10 up and 10 down. Kind of funny. Okay, 4 hour. What the fuck was that? Ooh, that 15 might flip. That's tough. It might, but just based on structure, I would have to, it would take a lot. Closed above the most recent on the 5, closed above back into range, rebroke the 4-hour highs. All according to plan after tapping 2405 as we requested before the trade. Alright, so done everything we requested so far. We just it needs to do the last thing to finish out the fuck, I lost the word for it. When you get all your bets on a sports bet, come on, gang, help me out. Not the final, like, what's the parlay, that's what it's called, the parlay. Not parlay, but parlay. Yeah. I don't understand it. Rebroke the highs again. Right, it just rebroke its own high again. I'm gonna close half here at 13 pips. I'm gonna move stops to break even here. Congratulations, another W. Congrats. Now, if you want to close full here, you can. I'm gonna see if we can come up here a bit steeper, maybe 24.13. If this can push, if it can't, and we hit, because this is, you know, this was a rebreak. We just try to come down. It failed, rebroke the high again. Make sure your stops at the very least are break even, and it's house money at this point. All right, but I'm at 13. I closed half at 13, exactly half. I'd like to see if we can push through here. Closed full start of the week. Yeah, that's a great start. That's a great start. 13 pips, start the week. Psh, killing it. You're ahead of everybody. Me on the other hand, I closed only 13, only half at 13. There's some potential here. But it's house money at this point, gang. At the very least, it has to be house money here. Here's the key. You need to close above. You don't close above, you highly like come back down. But we were already, here's the thing, another thing, right? We've already tapped 2405. That's not the level you got to worry about, right? Right now, if it comes down, it's not 2405. It's going to go down to the next support. Or, since already tapped 2405 and rebroke highs, could it be enough to drive us to the next resistance? Not the most recent. Right now, we've tapped the most recent. Can we get to the next?
I'm still in.
Oh yeah, I'm still. I got half open, but you know, even if it's gonna be half at 13 tonight, it's a W. Like, what I miss out on? Another half closure at 13. No, there's massive potential here. Like if the R is there and if this is able to push, there's a lot of potential. I just, you know, there's a chance it takes us out then pushes, but there's a chance it comes back and, you know, rewind. We're going down to fill this little gap here. All of that's possible. The key was to play the advantage point. Remember, we said that's the advantage point, 24.11 here at the top of the range, and then we'll have a runner 24.20, 24.16. See if we can, you know, start the week extra supercharging the account. Right. But remember, you got to be okay with it taking you out and then driving. That's a possibility because you had the rebreak at a high, not even the flip.
Oh, what
right?
the fuck?
What happened? What was that?
What the fuck was that?
What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
Yo. Is that Kenny? No, that's not Kenny. Speak to me. What happened? Who blew their account? Who full margined their
What was
shit?
that?
It only closed one of my lots. I should have closed. It should have closed both my lots. I was at
20
Who
pips and
saw?
only
Oh, that's
closed one
Gene.
of
So,
them. Trade of it only closed one. What the fuck?
so all good. You're back to where we closed initially. Do it here, if that's what you want to do. But we see some initial bounce off this area. Previous 5 doesn't have a top wick, so there's a chance this comes back down, right? You got to live with it. Only about 8-9 pips in profit here. But it did everything to the T today, remember? Before the candle even closed, we spoke about this 4-hour and where we needed to tap and what the advantage point is and why, right? Maybe this comes back down, closes weaker bullish, takes us out, but this candle still closes bullish but weaker, right? And then the next hourly makes a bottom wick and then flips bullish and drives. That's a possibility too, right? And if you're locked in at that point, and if it's happening right when you're on the charts and you've been looking for it, right, you can get the next hour to do this and then do this. That's possible. And right, it'll obviously take you out, but you don't want to take the chance of it, you know, driving against you. That's why, you know, for me it's house money. Ooh, all right, 30 closed. 30 closed bullish. Highly like it opened up with no bottom wick. You got to survive the bottom wick that it's going to make. And once it's making a top wick here, if it makes a bottom wick, it's going to take us out. How much is that? 30. It's only 7 pips. If the break of the low on the 30 we would it was higher, maybe 10, 12 pips, we would trail our stops to the 30 bearish flip. But it's no point for me trailing stops here at 5, 6 pips, 7 pips. Right? If the hourly does that and opens up with a top wick, I'll trail it to the next hourly's bottom flip or bottom wick. Also, that's why I was say you really have to be in tune with whoever you're trading with to really understand what's going on. If you're not in tune, you're probably having positions all over the place, or you're doing stuff and you're not realizing why. Hope you're understanding why we're doing things. It's 9:30. Definitely be here till 10. We'll watch this through to 10 for sure. Just a little concerned with that 30 opening. Still good. Running at 22 pips here. What I will say, if we push up right now and no bottom wick, I think 24.14 would be a closure for me, a full closure, because that's where the market rejects off. Yeah, 24.14, 24.13.9, that area. I don't like the fact we don't have a bottom wick here, right? When it flips, it's going to come back down. Yeah. Let's look at the 5 here. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna close full here. I closed full. I came out to 18 pips. I really don't like this 30 and the previous 5 that bearish close. Like, let it push. It pushes great. We've started here on a great note. I closed full. And now if you get, remember, as I said, the next you have the next hourly coming up, and if you're locked in for the next hourly, then if it leaves the top wick, bottom wick, drive. Other than that, I just closed it because I'm gonna take my 18 pips. So 18 pips it is to start the week. I would have closed here if it really pushed up, but I just don't like how it's struggling, and this 5 and the bottom wick on a 30, and if it just drives through here, great, but if it doesn't, I want it to drive through for you guys. I know some of you are holding it, so I want it to drive through, but I want it to come down for me so it can reinforce my my understanding of the 30. If you guys can understand that. I really expect this 30 to flip. But yeah, that's the trade. That's the trade. 18 pips. I closed full at 18. Congrats, everybody. That's a great start to the week. Win number 153 on the year. Excuse me. Right, and remember, with the entire drive down on Thursday night, I had nothing. We moved 200 pips. I had nothing because I needed to set up the way I needed to set up. The same thing here. Risk management wise, I have to manage risk if it doesn't set up the way I need it to set up. Otherwise, I'm like, there's less confidence for me in the trade. And if I have less confidence in it, like the market is taking over, right? It's starting to control me versus me controlling my trade. And I don't want to be in that situation. So with not having that bottom wick on a 30, tapping that resistance, I made, you know, a decision that works better long-term probability wise. Okay, there's that 30 flip we were talking about. So it flipped, that's all it owed us, just a flip. Just highly likely to drive down once it flips. Damn, is that the 5 bottom wick for it to drive up? Imagine. This takes off right now. That'd be great. Great for whoever's holding it. But now it kind of becomes a different trade, right? Because you're not looking for the flip. You were looking for the drive straight through. A flip lowers the probability of that drive up. Well, that was broken down to the T. We spoke about the levels, the areas, the reasoning, the advantage points, the risk management here on the 30. Wow, I fucking love trading. I swear I love trading. Because it's such a logical thing. I love shit that makes sense. And it's such a, like, it makes sense. It does things that make sense. And I'm like, all right, I can have an intelligent conversation with gold because it makes sense. Like, I don't know if you guys feel like that. It's just like even with people, like I love talking to people that make sense. It stimulates me, like the conversation. I'm like, yes, we're making sense, like, because it's such a rarity for me lately. Yeah, chat, perfect. Look at that. What a closure. Amazing. Amazing. Would have been 0, but we got 18 pips. Amazing. What a great evening. What a great session. Everything down to the T. Played the advantage points, played the wicks, played the levels, played the timing. Everything made sense. It's 9:40 now, gang. I think the next thing you can look for is an hourly closure, and if it closes bullish here, you would need a bottom wick, roughly to 2404, and a bullish flip. Then you can continue up, right? Just remember that bottom wick was also a 4-hour rebreak of the lows, so this 4-hour would then be bearish. There's not much more to do here, gang. There's no reason really to sit here, right? We're not over Traders Anonymous. This is Sunday Unfiltered. I appreciate all of you showing up. Hope you guys learned something today. And congrats if you took a dub with us. Even bigger congratulations if you took it on your own before or after our trade or on a different instrument. Congrats, you guys are part of the 2% of traders that won tonight, roughly. You're ahead for the week. You'll get to start Monday with a bit of extra leverage, right? A bigger army to attack the market with on Monday. Yeah, gang, I'm gonna be out. Nikki, Nick W, Hall City, Kenny, SL. I will see you guys in the clubhouse. Everybody else, and you guys, I'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern for Asian session. We will continue to rock it. All right, as for me, my night's done, and just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.